I got into the world of fidget toys earlier in 2025, and I had sticker shock. This fidget I'm holding here, MRSP, $200. And I just could not wrap my head around why anyone would spend or justify $200 on a piece of metal. Then I saw some 3D printed fidget makers for a little bit more reasonable prices compared to $200, making fidget toys that were $80 or $60 as opposed to $150 for titanium. And I got really curious, what makes this different from this? And so I actually designed this fidget toy in my basement. Nobody's selling this. I'm the only one who's made it, just so I could see what the difference was between this real metal and this printed PET G. And I tried it in PLA as well. And I do have to say, it's coming down to preference, for me at least. I think the metal is almost like an art piece in a lot of ways. Obviously, metal will last longer. Obviously, metal feels weightier in the hand. It's more sturdy, and it's also harder to craft. So overall, if you're looking for something that's going to stand the test of time, something that's going to make a statement, the metal feels great. But in terms of play, they both have merit. I like playing with my 3D printed slider because it's light, it fits in my pocket. I'm not as worried about it scraping wood or any other surface when I drop it. And it flicks around. This slider is made by Rage 3D in partnership with Cletus. I got this on Etsy, and you can see the magnet structure. They're using magnets that I believe are the same rating, N52, and you can always check the rating of your magnets and switch them out, as what's being used in the YC EDC breakthrough here. And they both move and function the same. One's a little heavier, one you can whip around a little bit more because of the weight. That's the breakthrough. But they're both super fun, and one is actually quieter. This 3D printed, I believe it's called the Albino Venom, but I'll put the name in the description. But this is a little bit quieter, and it's actually smoother. If I put Teflon plates on the breakthrough, Teflon stickers on the plates of the breakthrough, it'll slide a little bit more smoothly. But they're both fun. In terms of the rhythm, this is the Mott rhythm, and this is the 3D printed clone that I created just to see what a 3D printer could do and also to feel what the differences are. I like the 3D print because it is light, so I'm not worried about dropping it. I can feel the vibrations of the plastic a little bit more, and it's slightly thicker, so I have a little bit more to grip onto. So actually, play-wise, these both have merit. I think the titanium sounds better. It's definitely feels like I'm playing with an art piece or jewelry or something nice in my hand. It's sleeker. I know this is going to last a lot longer. I can put Teflon stickers on this to make it slide smoother. Obviously, the quality is much higher, but I think if you're someone who's getting into fidgets for the first time and you have sticker shock, I wouldn't shy away from getting 3D printed fidgets as long as they're from quality makers. And quality makers will use quality parts. This still was relatively pricey for me to make at my own home because of the number of magnets involved. The Mott rhythm is very complex. It was a really cool design by Mott. And so when I created this, it still required all these parts. And so it wasn't cheap, but it was a lot cheaper than titanium, to the tune of about a quarter of the cost or 25% of the cost. And it was fun to learn, but I definitely wouldn't shy away from 3D makers. The fidgets are still really fun to play with, and some of them are relatively sturdy. I think this will last for years, this piece by Rage 3D and Cletus, and I play with both equally. So don't let prestige or price stop you from playing with these really cool fidgets. If you have the money, Metal is a unique experience, and it's something that definitely has, in my experience, a lot more resale value. And it's great to support the makers who design this. Again, I would never sell something like this, and I wouldn't want to buy something that's a ripoff. But these original designs by Cladis, for example, definitely worth looking into. Um, Super fun. And I'll give an overview in another video of the different materials of sliders. In this example, I covered titanium, and these two are PET G, but I'll cover all the different styles of metal so you can get a little bit more in-depth dive into materials. But this was a video I never saw when I was getting into fidgets. And if you are getting into fidgets, or if you're already in fidgets and just don't have either metal or 3D print, you can reference this video, ask me any questions in the comment section, and I'm happy to answer them. But overall, both fun and both have their merits.